My wife asked me to make this video because apparently provincial nomination programs of Canada, PNP programs, it is not only desirable by the South Asians because previously on this channel I made a video on PNP programs that do not require a job offer, but that was in Urdu. It was only understandable by South Asian aspirants, but my wife apparently thinks that it's a worldwide thing and many people from English speaking countries or some non Urdu speaking countries, they want to learn about PNP programs.
And also, I received this request from a few of my subscribers as well.
That I should make a video on PNP programs that do not require a job offer in English. So here I am making this video, so stay tuned for the video. I'll come back after the promo. Welcome back. Bismillah Rahman Rahim. My name is Iftikhar. This is my YouTube channel. This is where I talk about Canadian immigration. I'm not a consultant and I give my advice for free. So if you want to do the process yourself, or even if you have a consultant, you can watch these videos and gain your essential information about Canadian immigration and how to do it yourself. So PNP programs, it's basically a mythbuster kind of a video as well, and I'm going to tell you about the PNP programs which do not require a job offer for immigrating to Canada. So if you don't have CRS above 470 at the moment, then maybe you're not eligible for, well, you are eligible, but you will not be selected for FSW, Federal Skilled Worker. So everybody wants you to go to PNP, and everybody suggests that you apply for PNP programs. But most of you do not even know what is PNP. They think of it as something which is very easy, which is something which is very convenient, and the provinces are only waiting for you to apply, and as soon as you apply the provinces will give you nomination, but that's not the case. Many provinces actually, I have opened the official website here. These are the provinces, 11 provinces which have a PNP program. It is also mentioned here that Quebec, it does not have a PNP program. Quebec does not have a PNP. Okay, so out of these 11 PNP provinces, there are almost 50 substreams of PNP programs. Okay, and most of these PNP substreams, they are based on job offers. Job offer is something which is required almost in every province. Okay, now, but the purpose of making this video was to tell you about PNP programs that do not require a job offer. So let's start with the list here. Shortly, I'm going to discuss it. Then we will discuss it in a bit of a detail. Okay. So Alberta is the first province that does not require a job offer. Okay. Manitoba is another province, second province, which does not require a job offer. Then Nova Scotia Category B is a PNP program which does not require a job offer, but it is closed at the moment, so we will not be discussing it in this video. It is not actually closed, sorry, let me rephrase. They are not just inviting people, they are not just utilizing this category B option anymore. So they have not announced that it's discontinued or anything like that, but they are not following it, so I will not go into the details of that. Nova Scotia, we've talked about it. Ontario, OINP is another program which does not require a job offer. Prince Edward Island, it's another PNP program which does not require a job offer. So Alberta 1, Manitoba 2, Nova Scotia 3, Ontario 4, Prince Edward Island 5, and Saskatchewan, SINP 6. I made videos on Saskatchewan, and I've made video on Prince Edward Island, and I've also made this similar video in Urdu. This video has updated information and a little bit of more in-depth review of PNP programs of Canada that do not require a job offer. So let's start our list of PNP programs with Ontario, OINP. It's one of those PNP programs which does not need a separate application, a separate expression of interest, EOI. It does not need that. If you have a valid Express Entry profile, then you're automatically included in the pool of OINP, Ontario Immigration Nomination Program as well. You do not need a separate application for that. You only sit back and relax. If your CRS is within that OINP range, then you would be getting a notification of interest from Ontario on any given day. So Ontario is basically conducting different draws, and the criteria changes as per each draw. If you visit their website and you look at those trends and you look at those different draws, then you will get a clearer picture. But let me just give you a summary of that. One draw OINP conducts is tech draw, tech from technology. Okay, so that tech draw, it's basically focused on those people who have tech knocks. If your experience is in a technological field, if you're a software engineer or something like that, so they have almost 10 knocks that are usually selected for a tech draw. So if you have a technical knock, then you could be invited by OINP in that tech draw. They give some leniency for that tech draw because Ontario is basically its capital is Toronto, and Toronto is the most populous city of Canada, and it is known for the multicultural presence of different people from all around the world in that city, metropolitan city. It's the most happening area of Ontario. So Toronto is basically a tech city, and they prefer information technology and stuff like that. So tech draw is something which could get a lot lenient than the other substreams of OINP. Still, those substreams will not require a job offer, but they could get a little tough and challenging. So the next substream of OINP would be human capital priority stream. So HCP is where Ontario will select 10 knocks, more or less, and those knocks could change as per the labor market assessment. You can even check the Ontario website, and they issue a labor market assessment report every month at the end of every month, and they talk about the jobs that were given to a specific occupation or a specific field. For example, sales, they would tell you that how many people are unemployed in that month in the sales occupation, how many people are getting jobs in the sales occupation. So they give out a complete analysis, and if you read those reports regularly, then you would know if your knock is going to come into ANP human capital priority stream or not. So if your knock is in those 10 knocks of human capital priority stream, and when OINP conducts a human capital priority stream draw, then your CRS will matter. If it is within that CRS range of OINP, they basically select 10 points less than the FSW draw. So, for example, if FSW draw is conducted at 470, then they would probably pick people from 460 to 469. So they start from 1 point less than the FSW draw, and then they give you a margin of 10 to 15 points as per that each draw. Again, as I said, the requirements change from for every draw. Okay, so the next PNP that I'm going to discuss is also related to express entry, where you do not need to submit an extra paper or an extra application or an EOI expression of interest. That is Alberta, AINP, Alberta Immigration Nomination Program. It's a beautiful program because it attracts people who have low CRS. But I will not give you any false hopes. Alberta only picks selected knocks. If you fall in that knock category, then they will pick you, and they also prefer people who have connections in Alberta, who have studied or have experience or have relatives in Canada who have connection with Alberta. They usually pick those people, and they could pick you at 350 CRS as well. But the consultants, let me just give you a pointer here. Many consultants, they tell you that PNP Alberta, it picked people at 350 CRS. So your CRS is 370, so you have a great chance. But as per my observation, Alberta has specified criteria for picking those people and giving them notification of interests. And it is actually vague. It's a gray area which only the Alberta authorities, they know about it. Nobody else knows about it. What the criteria is going to be in the next draw. And currently, due to COVID, Alberta has stopped accepting applications from outland applicants. So currently, you could say that Alberta Immigration Nomination Program is not working at the moment. So if they resume their working, I'll definitely make a video on that. So next up in our list of PNP programs which do not require a job offer is Manitoba. Manitoba Mpnp. This is the name of the PNP program of Manitoba. Mpnp is basically a draw which is conducted several times a year, and it does not require a job offer. Obviously, if you have a job offer, they give you edge. They give you an edge. They have different streams for job offers as well. But if you do not have a job offer, still you can apply for Manitoba PNP. But the requirement is that your occupation needs to be in demand on their website. If your knock is included in the in demand list of Manitoba PNP, then obviously you can make a profile over there. For example, currently knock 0621 is not in the in demand list of Manitoba PNP. So if you have 0621, you cannot apply to Manitoba PNP. But if your knock is in the in demand list, then you can definitely apply for Manitoba PNP. And a pointer, if you have a connection, even if you do not have a relative, if you have a friend in Manitoba, if you have a close friend in Manitoba, that friend could also give you points. But the points of that friend will not be enough, might not be enough for you to get selected by Manitoba PNP. Currently, okay, let me just give you an overview. Manitoba has a different system which is not related to CRS. They calculate your CRS in terms of their own terms and conditions. They have their grid system, and once you make your profile, or you could also calculate manually on the Manitoba website. So if you calculate your points, and if you're falling somewhere near that cutoff score, then definitely you should apply for Manitoba PNP. It does not require a job offer. If you have a close family member in Manitoba, it will give you an extreme kind of an edge. It will give you maximum points, and then you would definitely be selected by Manitoba PNP, provided your occupation is in demand for Manitoba. Okay. Now, next up in our PNP that do not require job offer list is Nova Scotia Category B. Category B is currently closed, and Nova Scotia could, could come out with a very strict and niche down criteria for selecting and giving people notification of interest. So if you have, for example, a 6 year plus experience, then do mention it in your express entry profile, and you never know, Nova Scotia would come looking for you. Okay, these are the words from a mentor that I have. But okay, so next um, province for PNP programs that do not require job offer is Prince Edward Island. I would leave the link to Prince Edward Island video that I have already made in the I button above me, somewhere here or there. Okay, so Prince Edward Island is an awesome province. It has it does not also have a specified criteria for selecting people from express entry, but you could always make a profile. You can always make an expression of interest and submit it on the PEI, Prince Edward Island portal, and you never know when they would select you, because they do not have a specific criteria. So if your knock falls in that category, if your points are good enough, if they like you, they they would invite you, because they do not have a specified criteria for people from express entry stream. But they do not need a job offer. So if you do not have a job offer, you could definitely apply for Prince Edward Island. It will not hurt you. You could have as many expressions of interest to as many provinces as you want. It does not affect your self-esteem or your integrity in terms of Canadian immigration. They do not judge you based on that. So you could have an express entry profile. You would be interested in Alberta. You would be interested in Ontario. You would also be having an expression of interest in Prince Edward Island. You would be having an EOI in Manitoba. You would be having an EOI in Saskatchewan. But CIC, Canadian Immigration, IRCC, they will not judge you based on that. you could apply anywhere you want. Okay, and applying, I mean, submitting an expression of interest is not technically applying. Okay, submitting an expression of interest is a normal thing, and you have all the rights to do that. Now, last but not the least, Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan is a PNP program, and SINP is the acronym for that, Saskatchewan Immigration Nomination Program. I've made a couple of videos on SINP, how to submit an EOI, expression of interest, how to file your application. Yeah. And I've also talked about SINP requirements in detail as well. So if you have not watched that video, I would try to leave that in the I button. But if I forget that, then do forgive me and search down below in my channel. Go to my channel. Where's my channel? All right. Here's my channel. Let me just give you an overview. Okay, so this was the old video that I had made. It was in Urdu, and now I made this video in English, and I have also included some extra information or updated information about that. So this is my channel, and if you have not still subscribed to the channel, do subscribe and watch all these videos. These will help you. Now, coming back to our provincial nomination programs, which do not require a job offer and where you can apply in 2021 easily. Okay, Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan is something which also has a different point grid system. They have a total of 100 points, and if you score 69 points of that 100, or if you score 70 points out of that 100 points, then you have a really good chance for immigrating to Saskatchewan. Their eligibility points are 60 out of that 100. If you score 60, you are eligible to apply for Saskatchewan. But trust me, well, actually, don't trust me, look for yourself. Saskatchewan does not accept people below 68 points. If you have 67 points, 66 points, it is no good. Saskatchewan will not select you. So you need to check your eligibility. You do not need to check your eligibility. You need to check your score in that point grid system. If you scored 68 points, then you have a slight chance. If you score 69 or 70 plus points even, then you have a great chance. Saskatchewan prefer people with connection, with job offer. But if you do not have either of these two things, if you do not have a connection in Saskatchewan, if you didn't study there, if you don't work there, if you don't have a family member there, if you don't have a job offer from there, still you will be able to get 70 points out of those 100 points, because Saskatchewan needs a master's degree, 10 years work experience, 10, sorry, 10 years of work experience, and IELTS CLB 8, which is not very difficult to gain. So if you have these things, then you would be able to get 70 points. And if your occupation is in demand out of those 10 to 12 knocks that they select every month, then you would be able to attain SINP nomination. And also, Saskatchewan is a agriculture based province, but they are quite aggressive in their approach, and they keep on conducting those draws. They keep on uh, letting people know that Saskatchewan is an alive PNP program. So especially if you're from South Asia, if you're from India and Pakistan, then you have a better chance for Saskatchewan, because CLB 8 is the maximum you need for Saskatchewan. If you're from a non-speaking country like myself, and if you're facing troubles while attaining CLB 9 or CLB 10, then CLB 8 is what's expected out of you for Saskatchewan. So you get maximum points at CLB 8. So if you can score 70 points, do check out my videos, calculate your score. If you can score 70 points, then do apply for Saskatchewan. So Saskatchewan, Prince Edward Island, Ontario, Nova Scotia, Manitoba, and Alberta. These were the six PNP programs which do not require a job offer. I hope this video was helpful, and it would clear many doubts that you had in your mind. It would clear many misconceptions that if you don't have enough CRS, you need a job offer. No, my brother or sister, you do not need a job offer, because you have these six programs where you could apply without a job offer. If you don't have a connection, still you can apply here. And you could get yourself selected. You need to know about these things. If you're applying for Canadian immigration, you cannot only rely on FSW, Federal Skilled Worker Program, because it is very challenging for FSW. So you need to know these things. So this is why this video is very significant for Canadian immigration. So do share it with your friends and family members who are planning to apply for Canada. And this is Iftikhar, and I'm signing out.